Okay, apologies for that. Let's just right. Okay, I think we are in a good position. Right. Apologies for all of that. That was the camera not being quite right, and not happy, and all sorts of things. Well, welcome to the live stream. We are live. We'll see if anybody's joining us. Got somebody joined us, so that's always good. And tonight we're going to be carrying on. I've started on my new evening, Steve. Good to see you. I've started on my new project, which won't be coming out on the channel until not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday. But you guys being, I did have a fantastic birthday. Thank you, Steve. That was really kind of you to ask. So yeah, but because I've been recording, I've managed to get ahead of myself. So this Sunday's video won't be about the new project, and the following Sunday will be about the launch of the new project. Brilliant, Steve is painting and basing a few more ACW. Sounds like you're right up against the deadline there. So good luck, Steve. I won't try to distract you too much. I'm on 6mm Napoleonics. Don't know how well they're going to come out on the camera. You'll get a better look at these next Sunday yeah, I've got Napoleonics. Really liking them, so I'm going to do some more tonight. I've got a couple of the movement trays that I'm working on. I've just painted those up before I jumped on, so hopefully they're gonna very much dry, hopefully during this session, and then we can do some dry brushing and flocking of that once I've finished these. Basically, and not meaning to get ahead of myself and basically ruin the video on the project and launching it, but basically what I plan to do is to have 3 20mm by 20mm bases with 2 strips of infantry on them, and then I will have 3 of these per battalion, and that's basically what I've got the rest of here. I've got a base worth there and a base worth there, so all told that will be the battalion, and then this smaller base will be 2 20mm by 20mm bases of rifles, skirmishers, that sort of thing. So that's what we're aiming to do tonight. We'll see how much we get done, but I'm going to start off with a bit of flesh, and I've just to let you know, I've base coated these in, I primed them in black. I did a couple of test strips. That's what this lot started off as a test strip, and started off with the light grey primer. Wasn't very happy with it, and felt that it needed something to sort of create a shadow, so that's where I've gone with the black. What's a big game without some last minute painting? Exactly, Steve. Completely agree with you there. So good luck to you on that front. Right, let's start dotting some flesh on. So yeah, well, it sounds like Steve's been on the ACW Warpath again, so that's good. Hope you're enjoying that. I, as I say, have finally dived back into the Napoleonic period, which is a bit crazy. I didn't really think I'd do that ever again, but have decided to go for it. So that is what I'm up to. I have to see who else we've got on. Looks like it might just be you and me, Steve. for an evening of painting. That is, I guess, uh, fine. Yeah, no problems with that. Obviously, grateful for your support, Steve, as always. Just a shame that more haven't joined us yet, but who knows? Maybe they are late to the party, but we'll make it. I'm quite liking these 6mm figures. They're quite nice, and I found them quite quick to paint as well, which has been nice. I think I painted those 2 strips in an hour. I suspect because I was experimenting, uh, we may get these ones done a bit quicker, but for the test paint to see just what I was doing, what colours and stuff, it was about an hour, which I don't see as too bad for basically what is a base of figures, and that base will be what will they be? They will be a third of a battalion. So from that perspective, I think it's quite good. All I've done is I've glued these onto some round bases that I had that I wasn't ever going to use because they're basically 3mm thick. I don't like using 3mm thick bases, so I yeah, just glued them on there with like 3 dots of Mod Podge, and I found that was quite enough to hold them on there, so I could then stick them to a bottle cap, and from there just give them a quick prime. But then the bottle cap then gives me something to hold on to when I'm painting, which is quite useful. So yeah, that's what I've gone for this time. Seems to be working. Just wish my hand was a bit more steady at times, but that is what it is. And I'm rather hoping that basically I can really get into a bit of a rhythm and knock a lot of these units out. Because if I can, then we start to move into the territory of getting units done quickly, seeing the army come together quite quickly. And one of the, I guess, the things about Napoleonics is often you have quite big armies, lots of battalions, that sort of thing. So, yeah, the plan is to get these hopefully knocked out relatively quickly. Sort of, if rapid fire were a thing in painting, that's where I'd want to be. And there's enough with the way I'm painting it, that there's enough about it that you get the impression of what it is. I sent a picture to James Wright, who's been doing a really good 6mm Peninsular Army, which is essentially where I've got my inspiration from. And he said, "Oh, they look like British infantry," which is all I wanted. That's really what I was going for. So it was really beneficial in that respect. And what I think what I'm aiming to do really is just to go, right, here is washes on so I can chat for a while. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm doing is essentially just going like, all the flesh on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, next color, and just do it as a bit of a conveyor belt option. It's probably not as enjoyable as sitting and painting 1 or 2 figures, but I think from my perspective, it's the enjoyment is going to be what they look like when I've finished, rather than what they look like now. I haven't actually done a command stand yet, so I need to. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve on this. I have to make sure that I do it well while I'm learning. But essentially, from what I can see, you don't really paint any red on their fronts. Although saying that, obviously, you do end up getting a red look to them. I probably should take a look at the reference to work out what the officers look like. Sorry, Steve, I saw you made a comment, so give me 2 seconds. I'll just do these tunics and I'll read that comment. Oh, that one I've missed. Now, the drummer is the tricky one because I think they are the same colour tunic as the facings on the rest of the infantry. So I will come back to that. Oh, and actually, where did I put my book? There it is. Right. Need to have a look. This is the Men at Arms, Wellington's Infantry, Osprey Publishing. I figure this will have some officers. Yes, red tunics, one white cross belt across there, and they have the same plumes as the infantry. Right. Happy with that. Right. As with 2mm, you are painting the unit basing. Painting the unit basing is also good. Yeah, 100%, Steve. Couldn't agree more with you on that one. Yeah, rather than I guess all the individual details, you really are trying to get that overall unit look. Yeah, really good point there. And the basing is something I've been trying to work on for a long time. Just trying to improve that. And to be fair, I think with the 2mm stuff, it came out looking quite nice. So, yeah. Steve, remind me with the ACW, is that epic scale? Cool. I also think sometimes less is more as well. One thing that I feel with the 6mm that I've done so far is really about not trying to paint every detail. Yeah, epic scale, brilliant. No, that'd be good. I find you know, when you're painting these things, if you try to paint every little detail, not only do you drive yourself crazy, hurt your eyes, but it also doesn't look as good. I think the black popping through, giving it that shadow, actually makes it look that much better. So that's what I should be aiming for. And you know, getting the red tunics is quite fun because all I'm doing is painting their sleeves and leaving the black kind of shadow, and then from there putting the white straps on the chest seems to be enough to kind of give this impression that it's some white cross belts on top of a red tunic, even though I've only painted the sleeves. It's very fun. Does sometimes make me feel like Bob Ross. But yeah, the 3 foot rule. Yeah, that is. I love the 3 foot rule. It's definitely one of those wargamers rules that I think sometimes we forget quite quickly. But no, absolutely key. And that's why I've kept these just off the corner of the mat, just to remind myself that it's simple, nothing complicated. And just, not to overdo it. And there we go. And even the white cross straps are essentially just white dots. That's it. I'm not doing anything spectacular, not picking out some amazing detail. I am just doing 3 dots on the chest where I think it will give the impression that there is a cross strap there. It does take almost the painting from the almost from science to art. Good fun, good fun. Aha, go for it painting. Hello, new subscribed on the channel. Well, thank you ever so much for your for subscribing. Really appreciate your support. And welcome to the live stream. It's good to have you with us. Just so that you're aware, I'm doing a little bit of 6mm painting tonight. Yeah, are you hobbying tonight? Have you got something that you're working on? Do let us know in the chat. Steve's with us as well, one of our regulars on the live stream. So do let us know what you're up to. It's always good to see what else is happening in the community. Missed an arm there. That was clever. Right, so another set of jackets. I shall try to keep my humming and my singing to a minimum. Keep everybody ears healthy. Awesome. Not sure where Johan is this evening. I have not heard from him. So I assume he's busy with the kids or something, or doing something else. It doesn't really help that I do tend to have weeks off every now and again. So unfortunately, next Wednesday I am away with work, so I will be traveling at this time next week. So it'll be a traveling home. So I will be getting home Wednesday night, but it'll be too late for the live stream. And having not seen my wife since Monday, it'll be make sure spend time with a good lady. But I shall be back on Wednesday the 29th for some more live streaming goodness. Yeah, what are you painting? That's a good question, Steve. Well posed. Why don't I just rabbit on? Pretty good at that bit. Right. That's the tunics I just need to do there. Not even sure what the plumes. Bit rubbish because I keep getting their shakos with the red as well, which is not what I'm aiming for, but do what we can. Brilliant. There he is. We were just talking about you, Johan. I guess your ears were burning. We have a new viewer with us. Go for it painting. He says, "I'm now I'm painting some Warhammer minis." Ah, nice one. Nice one. I've not ever played Warhammer. I will admit that. I'm more of a historical gamer myself, but hopefully, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? We learn from each other and what we do. And Johan, just in case you didn't catch it, I'm on 6mm Napoleonics tonight. So this is the new project that will be on the channel, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. That will be the first episode introducing the new project. So should be good. Right, lovely. Right, what am I on next? What am I on next? Do I do trousers next? Do I do a bit of kit on the back? I can't remember. Let's do some white. Let's do some white. As practice, you see. Fantasy 40k, Age of Sigma. Good question. I need to work out what the drummers. Right, okay. Let's do some white trousers on this chap. Squeeze in there. Or... Nice thing is, if you miss a bit, it's fine because it is just. Wait, does this cross strap go? Right, that one's going. And that means that's going to come across his chest there. Perfect, like that. Might even do a bit more red. Let's do a little bit more red. Remember to leave a little bit more black. But cool, happy with that. Right, that cross strap's going that way. Happy with that. Winner. We are winning. Right, what are we up to? 20 past. Nice. Okay, so we are slowly moving through. Right, do I do all white trousers or bum, bum, bum. Lovely. Do I do white trousers? Do I do tricky, that one. Tricky. Let's keep going with some of these white trousers. Right, back row. Let's do end one. And let's do 3 or 2. 3 or 2. So I'm not doing all the trousers white, which I originally thought would be what I would do, but looking at some of the plates in the Osprey book definitely suggests that some were in different coloured trousers. I'm sort of replicating that. Let's go for this one here. Get 3 on the back row. Oh, in fact, I keep getting freebies in my 3mm orders, but don't really have a use for them. Brilliant. Always good to get freebies. Right, what am I doing? Cross straps. Approach. 1, 2, 3. 1, winner. Happy with that. Brilliant. Right, let's move on to the next one. Do some different ones. Right, different trousers. What are we going to do? Let's do one. I do apologise. Go for it. Painting. I'm a little bit of a just chat to myself at times, but yeah, that's just because I'm concentrating. So Johan, how are the 3 mil going? Did you make any decisions with regards to the terrain that you were doing? Did you downsize it in the end? Perfect. Let's go. Just 2 on the back there. And I think that's looking all right. What else was I doing? Do these. Cool. Right. I need to do some cross straps. Reprinted a few items, even smaller, and those work better. That helps. Got all the supplies to start taking them off their print tabs and cleaning them for pre-paint. Still no real clue what size base to use for Northag, and the same for testers for Pierce Mass Battle Group game small scale. Bit distracted again by AK-47 at the moment. Oh, good times. I don't think it's a bad thing to get distracted. I think it sometimes helps keep things fresh. At least that's what I find. I'm sure I was working on something else, and then just got this idea for the 6 mil. Decided I was actually gonna go for it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased I did because I'm actually really enjoying this. Which Napoleonics enjoyment. I'm sure if those two words are supposed to go together. No, I think to be honest, I think Napoleonics gets a little bit of a bad rep, but some people really enjoy it. And fair play to them. Absolutely fair play. Right. That was that. I'm trying to remember what colour I used for the blue trousers. I think I used Luftwaffe uniform from Vallejo. I have to think about that. Right, 6 mil is still an option. Just getting stuff from the UK is a real ball. Yeah, yeah. Brexit, who'd have it? I do think we saw ourselves off, and pretty much. I mean, if you think that the wargaming industry is heavily situated in the UK, I mean, you essentially saw them off quite quickly with Brexit. I'm not sure anybody was really fully understood that, but yeah, that's I guess some people are happy. But I won't get political because this is a channel about wargaming, nothing to do with politics. Even if politics sometimes does come into it. Anyway, let's move on. Right, brown trousers. So I did think it was only the French that sort of had brown trousers, but and that was not you know, that was genuine. But yeah, some, I wouldn't say there's images, but certainly the plates, the artistic drawings do seem to suggest that the British had brown trousers as well, blue trousers, or sort of a grayer colour, and not just the Waterloo lot out in the peninsula as well, which is sort of conflict that I'm more interested in. Learn something. Right, we're getting there, making progress. And I'm really am going to be curious whether I can get these 4 strips done in an hour, because if I can, then that would suggest that I'm able to get through a good number of figures in an hour, and therefore doing the battalion could be an hour's worth of work, an hour and a half, 2 hours, which I think is really encouraging if it is. Now, I use this for the roll mats. Let's use this on the roll mats. A 3D print is the way to go for us in the EU. It just saves you on so much hassle. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, Recon 411. Evening all. Yes, in the peninsula, Rank and Far would purchase trousers off locals. The cheapest colour and material was brown, so both French and British would have brown. That is awesome. And again, just another point I'd like to highlight. That is what I love about this community is we're here chilling out, painting some figures, and learning as well. So thank you for that, Reckon. That's really appreciated. Really good to get that information, because I just didn't know that. So yeah, winning, brilliant. What are you up to this evening, Reckon? Thanks for joining us, of course. What's nice with the Peninsula War is that in the end, a lot of supplies were obtained on campaign. Yeah, yeah, well played. So yeah, Steve and Reckon on the same wavelength there. I suspect a lot of campaigns were like that, you know, where you're away from your supply chain, or maybe your supply chain is struggling to reach the front lines, and actually the local population, whether it's stealing, dare I say it, looting, or whether it's actually purchasing it from the locals, you know, I suspect that's something that happens quite commonly. Should we say commonly, more commonly? Yeah, cool. Right, that is that. Right, what did I use that for? That's for the muskets. Do I want to do those just yet? Research can take you on weird searches. I'm working on some 10mm Zulu War. Excellent. I actually, for the video that's coming out on Sunday, I dug out some of my old 6mm Zulus, which I must have done had I started the channel. I might not start, so it might be pre this channel, but they were good fun. I think if I went back now and did them, they would turn out different. But a lot of fun to paint, and I think, you know, on mass, particularly with the small scales, you can get a really, really uh, good number, and like, you know, you can get a really good look to them. So yeah. Now, I don't think I'm going to get the flags on tonight, because I've still got to work out which flags I'm going to use off the flag sheet. Well, I did a little bit of research or a little bit of reading the other day, and discovered that there doesn't seem to have been any sort of standing battalion, brigades, as it were. It seems to be that brigades were raised when they were required, and generally from whichever units were around. So it does appear that, yeah, it's not just a simple case of going, right, I'm going to do, you know, this brigade or that brigade. Pretty pretty much a very fluid way of operating. So therefore, I think what I'm going to do is just do a bunch of units, and that will give me units that I can go, right, for this battle I'm going to pull these lot and these lot together, and they are going to be this particular brigade. I think that's probably the way I'm going to go about it. That seems to make sense to me. Right. Cool. Happy days. I don't know what colour we're going to do the drum. Drum looks a bit wooden colour. We might... Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. Still got swords to do as well. Right, let's do some rifles. Backers for troops in great coats. To be historically accurate for 1812, both sides would be in great coats. Helen has a great series of books going through all the regiments of the British in Spain and Portugal. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check some of those out. Yeah, not sure what I'm feeling with regards to greatcoats. None of the... I don't think Bacchus did any greatcoats, did he? I'd have to check that out. I mean, I saw these ones. These are their just bog standard line infantry, which I think, look the part. Clearly, obviously, I'm going for the summer campaign. Or I just made that up on the spot. I think there is something nice about when you're painting just, doing dots and lines, not having to worry about too many details. It's yeah, quite relaxing. I've just remembered that I don't usually paint the back because I'm going to do that with a white strip, but I can go and paint that in afterwards. I think part of what I'm learning is just my sort of technique for painting these. I will do a tutorial video in a few weeks once I've basically learned and got happy with my technique as to how I'm actually painting these guys. In case there's anybody wondering, I know there was I did see some comments on one of the 6mm Facebook groups about people wanting more 6mm content on YouTube, so it kind of fitted in nicely and timely with my my plan to do this 6mm Napoleonic project. So yeah, it's quite beneficial, I guess. Let's catch up. Yeah, separate from the standard nations. Yes, so have some fantastic books and often have a sale on their ebooks. Don't think I've ever paid full price for them. Fantastic. I have to say, I don't get a ton of books because I don't actually have any space for them. And I don't have a lot of time for reading either. Just because any spare time I do have, I tend to put it into painting, making videos, that sort of thing. So it's not something I do a huge amount of. But saying that, I got a really nice. What did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books for my birthday. Admittedly, they're all on the SAS in North Africa during the Second World War. And that's sort of my off season for reenactment. That's my job, is to read more and learn. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. I do enjoy podcasts when I have time to listen to them. And again, that's another thing that I don't generally do because I don't have a lot of time to sit down in long stints of time. It is something that I would like to have more time to do, but it is, yeah, a bit of a challenge. Now, does he have a water bottle? I'm going to say yes. Do I leave him and paint him so almost all together at the end? I think that's probably the answer. Right, blue canteens, water bottles, more importantly. I think canteens are a very American word. I assume they were water bottles in the Napoleonic period. Nice dot of blue, always good. Napoleonist. Has a lot of Peninsula episodes. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Steve. I shall check those out because as I get to the stage where I want to actually use these figures and do some games, it'd be quite good to know a little bit about the battles that I'm aiming to recreate. I do want to get my hands on, is it the Albion Triumph supplement, which they Warlord brought out for Black Powder. And I think the first volume is specifically Peninsular War, so it has some scenarios, army list, that sort of thing. So I was planning on picking that up. The other game that I want to pick up is Soldiers of Napoleon, which I think also has scenarios in it. And then I bet you out there's some scenario books that I could probably pick up, which might be quite useful. Just going to try see if I can get this to just pick up the sword. Yeah, happy with that. Perfect. That works. Nice little trick. Metallic Sharpies, permanent markers. This one's metallic silver. I've also got the gold as well, and I use that for the gold piece on the front. A great book. Ah, brilliant. I'll take it you've got it then, Steve. That's good to know. I always like hearing it from people who've actually got it because there's a good chance that yeah, they're gonna know a little bit about how good the book is. Right, we're moving on to some Luftwaffe uniform, just for some of these bluer trousers. I should probably put that in my pile of paints. Right, let's get some paint on these trousers. That works. That is working. Perfect. Need a bit more brown on that one. Right, let's go to the next one. Oh, don't need any on that one. It's a man free here. Some blue trousers. Lovely. Yeah, that's working. Just adds a bit of variety of colour. Good evening, the Warhammer commentator. Nice to see you on the live stream. Not sure we've had the pleasure before. I am painting 6mm Napoleonics tonight. Do let us know if you're also painting or building, or whatever it might be you're up to on the hobby. Brilliant. Right, those trousers are looking rather good. Happy with those. I need to work out what I'm going to do with this drummer. So I'm going to use this image here, I think. We're good, Warhammer. Well, I'm certainly good. I think the others are good as well. Going to use this. So it's going to be a yellow tunic or red facings rather than the yellow. And a brown drum, I think. Maybe a light brown. Trying to get it to pop. Right, let's get this. I'm going to use this buttermilk acrylic paint. This is sort of a faded yellow, not a bright yellow. So that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I've been using for the facings. Right. Oh, he's going to have some white stripes as well. Right, let's use the same technique. Let's go for arms. and hope, possibly a big hope. Let's hope that that gives the impression that we've managed to get with the red tunic. I think it might. Right, that's going across there. Got some yellow there. That's going to go that way, so it's a bit up there. Perfect. Right, let's put a bit of white on there. To be honest, I've almost not been bothering with the facings for the sleeves. Oh, actually, could I have done some on that offset? No, I think he looks fine with that. Right, what was we saying? Just wrapped up painting another attempt at a NMM Space Wolf. Now, I do apologise, Warhammer commentator, because I have never really done Warhammer, so I don't know what an NMM Space Wolf is. Definitely looking better than the last one, though I don't know how it's going to look under a camera. Oh, be interested to see. Non-metallic metal. Oh, interesting. Got me trying to work out in my head what that actually would look like, but non-metallic metal. I mean, not one I've come across, so appreciate you sharing. Right, that looks all right there. Put that cross strap in there. I think he's going to have a water bottle. Yeah, just not sure. Let's put some blue trousers, brown trousers. Let's go brown trousers on him. The only thing is, I don't want the brown trousers to clash with the drum. Challenges. Yeah, fine. Basically painting metallic features with acrylic paints. The Space Wolf is a chapter of Space Marines, which is just a group. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I guess I do paint some metallics with acrylics. I think. Yeah, I must do. Because I don't really have metallic paints. I found that they just dried up. And, I mean, useful, but dried up a lot. Right, what colour am I going to do this drum? Do I use a snakebite leather? Yes, let's do it. Let's just go for it. Not sure whether contrast paints are really the right way to go, but we're going to give it a good go. An army painter at Heartsteel. Oh, I thought you might be. Can't improve much without trying new things. Yeah, you know what, Warhammer commentator, I think you're absolutely right, and it's something I really challenged myself to do, is be braver and yeah, try new things. That's a really good point there. Right, let's see what we can do with this drum. Hopefully not destroy. No, that's not going to work on black, so needs another plan. What about this? This is a light brown paint. It's a Vallejo paint, so let's try that. And to be honest, I'm a bit of a Vallejo fan, generally speaking. I might need to remember that one. Probably should have left a little bit of the black showing in segments. That's fine. That's fine. We can live with that. Right. I need something for the top of it. Probably let's go for a white. Yeah, that'll do. That's all right. I need to work out what I'm going to do with the back. There's a lot of equipment there, but I'm not quite sure what equipment is going to be because it's not. Let's just paint some tunic. Yeah, that would definitely make it difficult to learn. Requires a lot of time with how much blending you have to do to make it look good. I'm really not a big fan of blending, and only because I'm lazy. 100%, and I'm happy to admit that. I just, yeah, it's one of those skills that I've not really delved into, predominantly because of the time to learn it, but also yeah, just I don't have a lot of confidence in my own abilities to do it. I think it's probably one thing. Right, what am I missing from this guy? His water bottle. Then we need to go back around the whites, and we need to just do the tops of the plumes, which will be fun. Right, that's that, and that. I need a bit of brown on that. We'll start to wrap these up, which I have to say, that is going to be almost spot on an hour for 4 strips of these, which is really, I'm happy with that. Right, let's dot there, there. Lovely. Right, we're going to get some touches of gold on here in a second, and then I think we'll do the white after that. So without using any metallic paint, let's bring out the gold Sharpie. All I'm doing is tapping where it is just enough to give it a shine. Try not to do too much of it. Is just a dot. It's amazing how much difference that makes. It can genuinely, it makes it pop. Let's do a little bit on the rifles, bit of silver up the front. Oh, not too much. Too much gold. Just get a little bit of the feel of the barrel front. Works quite nicely. The thing I love about the Sharpies is that it just doesn't take very long. Oh, as long as you don't draw one of the others. You know, it just has that detail, and I found the same thing when I used them on the 2mm stuff. Really added a lot without being complicated, and I like that. Right, let's do these dots and a little dot of white on top of the plumes. Just adds a little bit of nice character to it, a little bit of detail while still only being 6mm. We're going to do the same on these plumes, and then what we're going to do with the white. We're going to turn them around and we're going to do a white strap on the back of the rifle. I can't remember how far up I went. Yeah, not all the way. Yeah, that's good. The other white thing we need to do on here is the straps on the back of the packs. And this is a really sort of 2 dots. Hopefully try not to make it too big a dot, because I've done one or two of those. But how are we doing? 6 views. My goodness, we are doing well tonight. Thank you everyone for your support. It's been absolutely brilliant tonight. Really nice to see some new faces. Oh, that's a lot of white there, Carl. That is really cool. He's clearly got a spare pair of trousers hanging out his pack. And for those new to the channel, my next video will be out on Sunday. I do a video out every Sunday, and then when I can, do a live stream on Wednesday. I've got lots of exciting stuff coming up with my Tomb Lord of the Rings project. Got the boards. Been in contact with War Bases. They've said they're going to be happy to print my custom command boards. So hopefully, once they're printed, I'll do a little bit of a review showcase, whatever we want to call it. Oh, it's too much of that. And we'll have them on the channel for people to see. We've been talking about them, so it'd be good to show them off. And massive thanks to Craig Nichols, who very kindly has done all the artwork for me. So that's been really helpful, because I couldn't have done it. And I'll be using his scenario at our Lard Day in January. So yeah, exciting stuff. But before then, I need to do some play testing down at the club, so I'm going to have to get all the cards and all that finished, printed out. Right, that looks to me like I have finished. And look at that, we are 2 minutes off the hour, so that is a good session. I don't think I've missed anything out. Let me just do a quick look around the ones I've painted. Check out what I've done on those. Yeah, that is everything. So the only thing I've got left to do is I'm going to do, thank you very much, Johan, that's very kind. I'm just going to do a little bit of base colour on the bases, and that way when I come to gluing them down on the 20mm bases, I can just, all I do at that point is I then just paint the base, not the figures. And this is a quick job as well. So, and for this, I'm just using Steel Legion Drab, which is a GW paint. I quite like it for soil, I guess. So just paint those, and then from there, that just gives me. I'll let those dry, and then what I'll do is probably tomorrow, maybe. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Yeah, I'll get these pulled off when I've got them stuck on now, and we'll what will I do? I will get them stuck onto 20mm by 20mm square bases, and then get the rest of it a bit sanded up. And once they're sanded up, I'll be able to paint them, dry brush them, flock them, and then we're good to go. And then I can put them as a little preview battalion on my my video for next Sunday. The only thing I need to do is the flags. I just need to work out. Well, I did. Yeah, I should probably do their facings. So let me just finish this last base. I'll do some facings and then we'll call that a night. But I think that has gone really, really well, and is proof of concept that I could potentially get through a battalion in an hour and a quarter. I think that is my gut feeling. Sorry that you haven't really been able to see much of this. This is one of those problems with 6mm. Officers have, yeah, they have facings. Let's get them facings. So back to that buttermilk colour. I'm just literally dotting it on. I just don't think you can really see it that much, but and then, of course, the other thing is I need to do a red facing for the drummer. Yeah, I do love the fact that you're not really even painting at this scale. It's a bit like 2mm. It's more a case of dot the colour on and move on to the next. And I can do that. Oh, yeah, it's about my painting skill level. And there's definitely it's a fairly easy to speed paint. If you are interested, I'll be doing a video as well on the channel about how I'm making the movement trace for them, for the units. So check that out. I'll be doing a painting tutorial just because I didn't see a huge amount on YouTube when I did a search for 6mm Napoleonic, so that'll be something to cover. Right, so that is everything I think that I plan to do with those. Quite happy with how they're coming out, to be quite honest. And that will give me the oh, red cuffs, well played. Oh, wrong brush. Going all over the place. Right, I don't need a lot, so I'm just going to dip the brush on the end of the paint pot. Right. Good. This will be my painter setup for quite some weeks, I think. And I haven't even thought about the rifles. I need to do some rifles and basically do some test figures. I have got a sort of a green, a darker green, which I think could be quite good for them. So I'll do a test paint with that. I've also got the German camo dark green, which might be good for rifle green as well. I'll have a play around with it. We'll see what we can do. But I have to say I'm pleased with those. I'll work out what colours to put on them. And I think that might be just a case of cut it out, bit of the old Mod Podge, glue it in place, maybe make a bit of a wave to it, and that'll be that. So there we go, a little over an hour. Thanks ever so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, new to the live stream, thanks for joining us, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Do come back when I'm away with work next Wednesday, but Wednesday the 29th of November will be the next live stream, and I will be putting that up in advance on the channel, so do check that out. And as I said, check out Sunday's video, and I'll be launching this project not this Sunday but next Sunday, so check that out as well. So yeah, thanks Steve, have a good week as well, and I will catch you all very soon in another video. Take care, have a good night.